Greetings, Guardians, and this is Olympus Alliance. Here with another Olympus Alliance breakdown, and today we're going to talk about one of the most unusual tanks in Hero Wars, Alliance. He isn't a knight in shining armor, he isn't a mage of protection, and he doesn't even look like a fighter at first glance. Instead, he's the Dominion's legendary glutton, Chaba. Now, Chaba is often underestimated, and that's a mistake. His kit is tricky, disruptive, and can completely throw off the rhythm of a battle if you don't respect him. Today, we're going to dive deep into his skills, his build, his artifacts, his skins, his glyphs, and his talismans. We'll talk about the best ways to maximize his potential, and of course, how to shut him down if he's on the enemy team. So let's get started. Let's begin with his first skill, Wild Hunger. This is the skill that really defines Chaba's unique style. With Wild Hunger, he literally swallows the current target for 6 full seconds. While the enemy is trapped in his stomach, they slowly take damage over time. Now, 6 seconds might not sound like much, but in Hero Wars, Alliance battles, 6 seconds can be an eternity. If the swallowed target happens to be the frontmost tank, that's catastrophic for the enemy team. Their backline is suddenly exposed, and your allies like Darkstar, Yasmin, or Oya can unleash devastating attacks directly onto the squishier heroes behind the tank. This creates openings that otherwise wouldn't exist. It's disruptive, it's punishing, and when used correctly, it changes the entire fight. Moving on to his second skill, Burp. As ridiculous as it sounds, this skill is no joke. Chaba belches at a random enemy, dealing damage and slowing them down for 4 seconds. The damage isn't incredibly high, but the slow effect is where the real value lies. If it lands on the right enemy, suddenly the most threatening damage dealer on the opposing team is crawling while your squad pushes forward. That kind of momentum shift is small, but important, giving your allies the breathing room they need. Next, his third skill, Fat Layer. This one increases Chaba's armor proportionally to his missing health. In other words, the more damage he takes, the harder he becomes to kill with physical damage. It's like his belly hardens the more it gets hit. And this makes him an effective counterbalance against teams relying on pure physical strike power. It's not flashy, but it forces your opponent to commit more resources than they'd like to bring him down. Finally, his fourth skill, Bottomless Belly. This passive lets Chaba restore health by digesting the enemy he swallowed with Wild Hunger. That's right, he heals himself while chewing on his target. Combined with Fat Layer, this makes him extremely difficult to take down through physical damage alone. You're constantly trading blows, but Chaba is regaining health at the same time. This is what makes him a very sticky front line. He can last long enough to give his backline time to take control of the battle. Now let's talk about how to build Chaba. He's a tank hero, part of the Way of Nature faction, and he stands right in the front line. His role is pure disruption and absorption, so we want to build him to maximize his survival. When it comes to items of rank, prioritize gear that increases his armor and health. In the violet ranks, look for pieces like the Flaming Heart, the Lion Helmet, and the World Tremor. As you advance into the orange ranks, focus on the Alucard's Amulet, the Unity of Extremes, and the Evil Genius Cuirass. By the time you reach orange +3 or +4, Chaba will be more than ready for mid-game and even late-game performance. Now let's move on to his skins. Chaba currently has 6 skins available. The default skin, which boosts strength. A physical attack skin. An armor skin. A health skin. A magic defense skin. And A+ version health skin. The first priority here is his armor skin. Chaba needs to withstand heavy physical damage, and armor is his best friend for that. After that, go straight for the health skin, because staying alive is his job. The plus version health skin should come next for the same reason. Then you can focus on the default skin, since it provides both health and physical attack, scaling nicely with his skills. After that, invest into his magic defense skin to improve survival against magical teams. Finally, his physical attack skin is the least important. It doesn't mean it's worthless. In some matchups, extra physical attack lets him bite a little harder, but his role isn't to deal massive damage. He's a tank first. If Chaba ever gets another armor or health skin in the future, those should immediately jump to maximum priority. Next, let's look at his glyphs. Chaba's 5 glyphs are physical attack, armor, magic defense, health, and strength. The order here is clear. Start with armor. You want him to last longer against physical attackers in mid-game. After that, boost health. More survival, more time for him to disrupt the enemy's formation. Then focus on strength, which scales both his health and his physical attack, complementing the first 2 glyphs. After that, put points into magic defense to hold off against mages. Finally, physical attack should be the last glyph to invest in. It's not irrelevant, but it's far less impactful compared to making him unbreakable. Level them all to 40 unless you're specifically pushing for skill class progression. Now to his artifacts. Chaba's weapon artifact grants armor to the whole team whenever he uses his first skill. His book artifact boosts both armor and magic defense. His ring artifact raises his main stat of strength. The priority here should be the book artifact first. It directly increases his tanking capabilities, making him tougher against both physical and magical damage. Second comes the weapon artifact. Sharing armor with the whole team is very valuable, especially once Chaba is fully built. The ring artifact comes last. Yes, strength gives him more health and some physical attack, but compared to the other two, it's less impactful. Still, don't ignore it, every boost matters. Next up, the gift of the elements. As always, max it out. Focus on strength and physical bonuses. Chaba is a tank. Without strong stats, he simply collapses. To execute his role, he needs every ounce of strength and health you can give him. Now let's discuss his talismans. Chaba has 2. The first combines strength and health, which is absolutely perfect for his role. The second combines magic defense and armor, giving him the balance he needs to withstand both physical and magical attacks. Both talismans are excellent, non-VIP, and fairly easy to acquire. Of course, Chaba can function without them, but once you add them, he becomes much harder to deal with. And now, one of the most important parts, how to counter him. Chaba isn't unstoppable, and like every hero, he has weaknesses. Jet is one of the best counters. Jet always targets the enemy with the highest armor, and since Chaba is a tank, he's usually the target. Jet's acid shot reduces Chaba's armor and can even block his healing, making him far less durable. Celeste is another excellent counter. Her anti-heal can completely negate Chaba's bottomless belly. Instead of regaining health, his healing is converted into damage. Against Celeste, Chaba becomes far less effective. And finally, another reliable method is simply running 2 tanks, or a tank supported by a high defense hero like Galahad. That way, even if Chaba swallows one frontliner, your formation isn't exposed. The rest of your team stays protected, and you can punish the enemy team while Chaba is busy chewing. And that's it for today, Guardians. That's the full breakdown of Chaba, the Dominion's legendary glutton. He may not look graceful, But his disruptive power makes him a threat you can't ignore. Build him with armor, health, and survivability, and he'll protect your team while breaking the enemy's front line apart. What do you think about Chaba? Have you used him in your lineups, or do you prefer to counter him with Jet or Celeste? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, stay tuned, stay sharp, and salute and friendship.